Does your kitchen look like this? With kids' book bags piled up everywhere? Well, mine does, and my wife hates it. So today we're going to get rid of this problem. We're going to head upstairs and we're going to give a designated spot for them to hang these things. That way they're out of our kitchen and out of our sight. Alright, so this is the spot we chose. It's between two of the bedrooms, across from the other bedroom, so should be a pretty central location. We got, as you see, I laid it out with some tape, so we're going to put a hook in each section. That way each one of the girls will have a spot to hang their book bag and their jacket. So far we're just going to measure out. This one's going to be stud mounted because this is the one that's going to have our hooks on it, and the rest of them we're just going to use a brad nail and just do more decorative trim. So let's go ahead and measure that, and we'll go downstairs and cut our pieces. For the framework, we're just going to use this 1x3. I think this is like the prime choice white wood from your local Lowe's or Home Depot. So we're just going to build a little frame, and then we'll go back and paint it once it's all mounted. I'm just going to cut our horizontal pieces, and then we'll get those mounted in, and then we'll build the rest of it around that. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the bottom one is going to be stud mounted, so we're really concerned about hitting our studs on this one because that's the one that's going to be supporting the weight of the book bags, and the rest of them we'll just be using our nail gun. I kind of have a basic idea of where we want them, so we're just going to set this here, see if we can get one screw started, and then we'll get it level from there. We know there's probably going to be a stud on the outside, so that's what we're going to shoot for first.
Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago, I've changed for the better this time.
So now that we got our two horizontals like this, we're going to go back and cut our little support or middle pieces, I guess you'd say, or just decorative. Basically just a divider. I'm going to cut my short ones first, and then I'll come back and cut my long ones. I'm going to cut the short ones first, that way I can go ahead and see exactly how much space I get, because right now I can measure the width and then do math stuff with using the width of this and then the overall width to get an even number, but I'm lazy, so it's easy for me to just have to, my pieces cut and then slide it whichever way to make it even. So we'll go downstairs and cut some pieces.
I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Things are not the same as they were a year ago.
Alright, so off camera we spaced them all out evenly. And I do have a little bit of a gap. I'm going to go back and hit it with a bead of caulk and make everything seal, because contrary to belief, your house is not really straight. This wall is not exactly plumb, so it kind of comes up at a little bit of an angle. But like I said, we'll get a bead of caulk, we'll go over everything and caulk it in, and then we're going to paint it all white anyway, so it'll all work out.
The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
So the nail gun ran out of nails, so I had to go restock it. While I was down there, I went ahead and cut my vertical pieces here. These are just going to sit directly under the short ones we cut. So we'll go ahead and set them up. I already set this one in.
I'll keep
is mounted up now, so we're just gonna run some beads of caulking around it, just white caulking. And then after that all dries, we'll probably tape it off and paint it.
I'll be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago.
Alright, so it's later in the evening now, and all the caulk is dry, but my wife says I suck at painting, so I guess this is time for me to go and her to come.
Way back a year ago.
So we let the paint dry overnight. Now the only thing left to do is add our little hooks. These specific ones have little notches and these just slide down on top. We've already put these on here, so we're just gonna slide these down. And there we go. Only one thing left to do. Looks like a job well done to me.